Hello everyone and welcome back to my Scrappy Ideas. This is TinaGAle and I'm here today with another layout using the Close to My Heart Blossom paper packet. And this is going to be just a single page. I've done 2 double page layouts and now I'm down to more of the scraps and then just a couple of full sheets of pattern paper, and so that's when I usually go ahead and I just do a couple of single layouts. And so for this one I went ahead and decided to do the background with a full sheet of the pattern paper, and then I'm going to do some banners, and this is inspired by a couple of different layouts from Pinterest, and I didn't write them down. I do have them on my Pinterest board. But it was just a couple of different layouts with banners across the top, and so I was inspired by those. And I'm just I have this long strip that's going to go the full length of the paper that I put it down, and then this banner. And that's going to be everything on the background that's going to ground my layout and stuff. And so I didn't want it centered, and so I did it to the right third of the layout, I guess. I end up, it's a little bit further over to the right now. I end up moving it just a little bit more to the center because I wanted my photos to fall on the outside edges of that banner, and it was getting just a little bit too close to the right side of the page because I want to fill in with some smaller banners. And so these are just some of the strips of scraps that I had. And so I'm going to cut a couple of them in blue to go on the outside of the photos, and then I have this thicker one and shorter that's in the orange that's going to go to the center. So here's where I'm kind of deciding, I kind of put it over just a little bit further, so I'm gonna need to move it. And I'm also trying to decide whether I want to map my photos on the blue or the orange or even the green. I wanted them to pop just a little bit, but not a whole lot. And so I do end up matting them on the orange paper that I just had them on. But I cut it really, really close. I did that. The blue, you know, no matter which color I went with, it was going to go on top of the same color. But the blue, I felt like just really kind of just made them sink into the pages because it's next to the blue banner. It was going onto the blue background, and it's also going onto the blue banner that's the big strip in the center. So there was a lot of blue behind it. Where that little bit of orange, I did the lighter orange, I had a piece of the darker orange, and I even had some of the cardstock that's more orange. Those were a little bit too bright. I felt like they were too distracting to the layout. But this lighter orange pattern paper that was on the banner, it's the same paper as that center banner. I felt like it popped just enough to make the pictures of Belle really come forward, and you see her a lot more without it being too distracting. So that's kind of how I decided on those. And now I just have some of the sticker pieces, and I'm just kind of trying to decide which ones I want to use and where I want to go. I could have put them over diagonally and all of that, kind of done more of a triangle, but in the end I decide to build up the bulk of the paper, or the bulk of the design, right down the center of the layout. And so that's how I'm going to build it up. And since I pretty much decided that's what I want to do, I'm just kind of letting it set for a minute, kind of let it gel and make sure that that's what I want to do, and kind of going back to this banner. The sticker pieces for this collection have the little triangle stickers, and so I'm going to use those to fill in the rest of the banner. And then I had that glitter trim because I used it on another layout with this collection. It was really, really pretty. And I thought about running it across the top, but again, it was too distracting. You were starting to pull your eye away from the photos, and I didn't want to do that. And so I end up just using one of the branding strips across the top. And now I'm just kind of going back to the rest of the sticker sheet. As you saw, I had that little journaling block, and I kind of moved it again to see. I had these flowers that I wanted to kind of use as embellishment, so I thought, well, if I do that, is it still going to look right, keeping the design down the center, or should I go ahead and move it? And so I kind of laid it over there, and it's like, no, I'm still pretty convinced that I want it just straight up and down the center. So now I'm going to go ahead and put these photos up on foam dots, and I've run out of my foam tape and still haven't replaced it. So I had these foam dots that are these little tiny circles that are really hard to use, and I don't really use foam dots for something that small. And so I've just cut them up into strips so that I can use them on photos, because I don't want them to really collapse, so I want quite a bit of foam tape. So I put those up on foam tape. That's going to help that those photos come up also to the center of attention and really be the focal point of the layout. Now these are the little triangular stickers that are part of the complement sheets that come with this collection. And so I'm going to pull those off, and now I'm just deciding exactly where these are going to go, and I'm going to adhere them down. And when I'm putting them down, I'm keeping the adhesive down towards the bottom. I'm not putting adhesive at the very, very top, because I'm going to run this through my sewing machine. And right here I have the smaller pop dots, and I put underneath the ends of the orange banner just to pop those up as well, so that's just one more element that's bringing your eye down the center of that layout to keep your eye right there in that center. So I know a lot of times we talk about doing things in triangles, which you will see embellishments when everything is said and done at the very end. You'll see that the triangles do fall in a circle. Wow. No, in a triangle. But because this layout, the design, I have it going down the center, I really want your eye to be drawn into that center, to those photos, and to kind of stay there. And you can kind of go around, but I want you to come right back to that center. And so everything that I do is to kind of emphasize that and to bring that back. So I've got all of that done. Now I'm going to take it to my sewing machine. I stitched all the way across the top on that branding strip, and then across my banner pieces. And when I'm done, I always just flip it over and pull the threads to the back, and then I use my washi tape to go over that to seal off the stitching so that nothing comes undone, because I don't do like a back stitch or anything like that. I just stitch. But if you just kind of pull up the loop from the very last stitch, you can grab a hold of that thread that's onto the front and pull it to the back. And if you secure it down, then none of your stitching is going to come undone. So that's just one little trick if you like to do stitching. So you will see in the next layout that I share, there is quite a bit of stitching on it as well. And so this layout, I did it all on the machine, so you can do it quick and fast. I mean, those were just 2 straight stitches, takes a minute to do. And the next layout that I share, I hope you'll come back, there is a lot of hand stitching on it. So I love stitching on my layouts. It's a lot of fun. It adds so much texture and dimension and interest to your layouts. And it doesn't always have to be time intensive, so I encourage you to try that. Okay, so now that I have the stitching done, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm getting everything else down. And I went ahead and put my little journal block up on foam tape too. And I usually like to write my journaling in before I do that, because sometimes it's kind of bouncy and kind of messes me up. But obviously I didn't do it on this time, but if you're recreating this or doing something at home, my suggestion is to go ahead and do your journaling before you stick it on. Then I have this little banner piece, and again, it's just from the sticker sheets. I'm not pulling any extra product. All of this comes from the Blossom collection from Close to My Heart. And if you're interested in this or any of the other Close to My Heart products, I'd love for you to shop with me if you don't already have a consultant. I would love to help you out. I love their papers and stuff. And I think this paper collection here is my most favorite in a very, very long time. And it's not going to be available much longer, so you'll want to grab it. But it's really gorgeous. So be sure to go back and check. I have 2 double page layouts that I'll be sharing, and this layout and one more single page layout with this collection, so you can see how different each one of the pages are. And it's just really gorgeous paper. Then I had this little flower sticker here too, and I ended up, you might have seen, I cut part of it apart so that I could have some going on the one side and then the bigger bulk over here. I just wanted to keep it kind of balanced. Again, it's just to lead your eye. And then there's these little circle stickers, and so I put those, and so that's where you'll start seeing that little triangle too that's emphasizing, and I repeated with the colors, the peachy and the orange. So that's going to bring your eye back up and across and down, and it's going to keep your eye moving into the layout and not going off of the layout. And then these are our newer sequin stickers. I love sequins, and these are the best because they have the adhesive already on them. So this is the teal collection, and so I'm just using some that's kind of a creamy beige color to go around in the layout, and that's pretty much going to finish this layout. Like I said, it's pretty quick, pretty simple, but yeah, I think it's a really, really nice design. I'll be saving this sketch. I drew it up into a sketch, so I'll be keeping it and be doing it again for sure. So I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to check out my YouTube channel if you're not already a subscriber. I have a new series going right now I'd love to have you check out. You can find me on my blog, and always more details on my videos at tiggerscrapplace.blogspot.com. And you can shop with me at myscrappyideas.ctmh.com. Thanks a lot for joining, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.